Gailard Sartain was more than just a familiar face from television. He was a creative force who made generations of Americans laugh, think, and feel. Born on September 18, 1943 in Tulsa, Oklahoma, he began his journey not in the bright lights of Hollywood, but behind a camera at a local TV station. A graduate of Will Rogers High School and later the University of Tulsa, Sartain was trained in art before he ever made people laugh on screen. His earliest professional work was in illustration, not acting. But destiny had other plans. In the late 1960s, while working as a cameraman at KOTV in Tulsa, he stepped in front of the camera to host a quirky late-night movie program. Donning a pointed hat and a wizard's costume, he became Dr. Mazeppa Pompazoidi, a fictional mad genius who introduced B-movies and conducted absurd comedy sketches. The show gained a cult following in Oklahoma, and alongside a young Gary Busey, Sartain's Mazeppa became a local legend. His character's offbeat humor, imaginative skits, and wild energy caught national attention. That late-night Tulsa wizard opened the doors to a national television career. In 1972, Sartain joined the cast of Hee Haw, the iconic country music comedy show. While the show was known for its banjo tunes and rural jokes, Sartain brought a unique flavor of character comedy to the ensemble. With his expressive face, booming voice, and warm Southern charm, he quickly became one of the show's most recognizable figures. He played a rotating cast of humorous personas, from clumsy clerks to zany cooks, and added layers of physical comedy that endeared him to millions. For nearly 2 decades, Sartain was a consistent, beloved figure on Hee Haw, helping it remain a Saturday night staple in American households. But Sartain wasn't just a funny man in a straw hat. He was a true character actor with impressive range. In 1978, he portrayed the Big Bopper in the Buddy Holly story, showcasing his musical sensibility and screen presence. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, he appeared in dozens of television shows and films, effortlessly shifting from slapstick comedy to serious dramatic roles. He delivered a haunting performance in the Oscar-nominated film Mississippi Burning as a racist sheriff, a role that marked a significant departure from his comedic image. He was powerful, unsettling, and unforgettable, proving that he was not limited to laughter. Sartain's filmography was vast and varied. He acted in Fried Green Tomatoes, The Replacements, The Grifters, Ali, The Big Easy, and Elizabethtown, among others. He was also a recurring presence in the beloved Ernest franchise, starring alongside Jim Varney in Ernest Goes to Camp, Ernest Saves Christmas, and Ernest Goes to Jail. Children of the 80s and 90s remember him fondly as part of that chaotic, heartwarming universe. On television, he made guest appearances in popular shows like Walker, Texas Ranger, Chicago Hope, The Simpsons, and King of the Hill, proving he could adapt to any format or audience. Beyond acting, Gailard Sartain was also a gifted visual artist. Before his on-screen fame, he had moved to New York City to work under the legendary illustrator Paul Davis. Sartain contributed artwork to publications like The New Yorker and Playboy, and later designed album covers for musicians such as Leon Russell and the Tractors. Even while acting, he continued to paint and illustrate, holding on to his first love, art. In 1989, his alma mater honored him as a distinguished alumnus of the University of Tulsa for his contributions to the arts and entertainment. Despite his professional success, Sartain always maintained a humble, grounded presence in his personal life. In 1989, he married Mary Jo, and together they raised 3 children, Sarah, Esther, and Ben. Later, they became grandparents and great-grandparents, with Sartain embracing family life with the same warmth and humor he brought to his characters. Friends and family described him as hilarious, generous, and relentlessly kind. Behind the scenes, he was the guy making the crew laugh, helping younger performers, and showing up for people long after the camera stopped rolling. He never seemed to take himself too seriously. Even in later years, he remained engaged with his local Tulsa community, often painting, attending events, and occasionally reflecting on his past roles with self-deprecating humor. To fans, he was unforgettable. To those who knew him personally, he was irreplaceable. On June 19, 2025, Gailard Sartain passed away at the age of 81 in his hometown of Tulsa. The cause was reported as natural, but his wife lovingly said he died of silliness. It was a fitting tribute to a man who made laughter his life's mission. In the end, Gailard Sartain leaves behind more than a body of work. He leaves behind a legacy of joy, versatility, and boundless creativity. He proved that you could start in small-town late-night TV and end up making an impact in both comedy and serious cinema. He showed that artists could evolve without abandoning their roots. And most importantly, he reminded us that humor, when wielded with love and heart, can make a person unforgettable. From Mazeppa to Hee Haw, from racist sheriffs to goofy sidekicks, from sketchbooks to soundstages, Gailard Sartain lived a full and colorful life. He wasn't just the funny guy in a hat. He was an artist in every sense of the word. His legacy will live on in laughter, film, art, and the warm memories of those who saw him shine. What made Sartain truly remarkable was how he balanced comedy and drama with equal passion. His humor was never cheap or cruel. It was layered with a deep empathy for human foibles. Audiences saw themselves in his characters because he portrayed them with dignity and honesty. Even his most absurd roles hinted at larger truths about the human condition. Sartain's career was a testament to perseverance and versatility. In Hollywood, where typecasting is a constant threat, he continually pushed himself to break out of the mold. He embraced oddball parts and challenging roles alike, never settling for easy fame. His work with filmmakers like Alan Rudolph demonstrated his willingness to explore complex characters and narratives, often in independent films that demanded subtlety and nuance. In addition to acting and art, Sartain was known for his mentorship. Many younger actors credit him with helping them navigate the business while staying true to themselves. He quietly invested time and energy into supporting emerging talent, valuing the creative community over personal glory. His impact extended beyond entertainment. Sartain's dedication to the arts in Tulsa helped nurture a local creative scene, inspiring countless young artists and performers. His legacy is seen in the thriving cultural landscape of his hometown, where his influence continues to be felt long after his passing. Gailard Sartain's life reminds us that true artistry is about connection, connecting to your craft, your audience, and the people around you. He showed us that laughter and seriousness are not opposites, but partners in storytelling. And above all, he taught that kindness and authenticity are the foundations of a life well lived.